So you broke yours this time.
No! But hopefully I'll be able to change it. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and change it right now.
Alright. I'll intro the thing then while you're doing that. This is the finals. This is Game 1, Dominate Dominion League, the DominateDominion.com League of Legends Dominion Tournament number 12. This is the finals, Game 1. Wait, I said that already. Whatever. We have blind pick Banditos versus PECS Evelynn Child Support. This is PECS Evelynn Child Support's second consecutive finals appearance. Really excited to see if they can pull off another first place victory here. We have on PECS Evelynn Child Support's team, we have inFe playing as Nunu, CaptnBuwberry playing as Swain, Painkillar playing as Lulu, konfetarius playing as Jax, and HaIfhearted playing as Kog'Maw. On blind pick Banditos' team, we have Talith PA playing as Ezreal, Elalya playing as Warwick, Aesh playing as Rammus, Jjaja playing as Darius, and Aparkhurst playing as Janna.
Yep.
My screen lagged. It's weird.
Oh, maybe your client's still broken, man. I'm back in. No problem.
Yeah, mine freaked out. I'm staring at it.
Oh,
it's going.
This get there.
There it goes. Also, I want to say, Sup Chung 101 in the chat. Thanks for watching. I'm pretty sure this isn't the first time you've watched, so thanks for checking out again. Also, to address your thing, there's 500 abilities in the game. I challenge you to write them all down in Notepad doc from memory and what they all do.
It's pretty. I mean,
if there's stuff I don't know, I'll call it out so you guys know. I just don't want you guys to get the impression that I'm a blatant know-it-all master of this game. I don't want to make a call by assuming that a champion ability does something. I want to be like, oh, it's this and it does this. I don't make calls that I'm not sure of because that's bad for viewers. I would rather be like, I don't know, rather than make a guess and guess wrong. Because then if you don't know a viewer that doesn't know what an ability is, it doesn't work out.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
It's tough. I practice memorizing abilities, and then someone will suddenly pull out this champion you haven't seen for a couple months in a tournament. You're like, man, I totally practiced everything else in the current meta, but I don't know. I just cheat. I just click on the champion in game, and I just check their abilities like I'm doing right now. But we do have and the never move is going to land onto Darius. Darius has taken a ton of damage already. Still goes for the aggressive apprehend and gets Painkillar, and there's the taunt to follow after. Good setup from Darius into Rammus. They're going to continue chasing those, and who is at the tower? No one is at the tower. It's just being left alone. They're just fighting next to it without anyone channeling, and the first blood goes to Darius, and then Ezreal picks up the kill onto Jax. Meanwhile, Jjaja on Darius still has taken a lot of damage from Swain, but Swain is now almost out of mana, so Rammus is going to start charging in while Darius has now begun the channel at this windmill.
Slows him as best he can with the little bird, and he is going to take a ton of damage. He does get that snare off for a little bit of extra there before he dies, though. But the revives have happened. konfetarius is going to cut in for the drill. No, he's going to poke his head out, reveal himself, and then turn around and go back the other way, maybe hoping to bait a movement there, but wasn't able to do so. Snags that health relic on the way up to the top there. Nunu's all the way over by Janna's tower already, but things don't seem too crazy over there yet, though he does have the creep wave pushed up against it. At the top, a Garrison goes down to defend that turret. Talith PA gets turned into a small animal, and Elalya is taking a ton of... Another Garrison goes off on the tower, while Elalya is taken down. konfetarius low on health up there, but Exhaust goes off on Jjaja to keep him alive just a little bit longer there. Apprehend pulls Buwberry into the turret, takes a lot of extra damage from that, and Aesh's Rammus escapes narrowly there, low on hit points, but the minions are right up against this tower. Talith PA shows back up to the fight there, blinks on up there, and Aesh is going around, trying to find someone to hit, and where we go. Elalya with the suppress, Aesh with the airborne, Painkillar just hanging out in the back.
That infinite duress out of nowhere, logging down that Kog'Maw, and blind picks doing well so far. They've held the windmill from the beginning, but of course, tide can change at any time. Aparkhurst is still being pressured, like you said, quite a bit. Has already lost a lot of health. The tower is already down below half because of just the minions pushing. And inFe's pretty much just farming these minions as soon as they spawn, using that health relic, using his consume to stay on top of this, and just denies the entire creep wave. That's pretty impressive. Meanwhile, Talith PA waiting for Jjaja, and they're going to move on up together. We have konfetarius hiding here. Isn't going to initiate because it is a 2v1. The Mystic Shot won't hit though, so Talith PA is going to check that, but konfetarius has already begun his retreat. HaIfhearted actually also going to get hit by the Mystic Shot. getting more or less revealed. Of course, they don't have vision, but they know he's there, and Elalya is going to start chasing him away, zoning him out. This has split up the enemy team. It's Swain and Jax now caught away from Kog'Maw. They're going to turn right back around. There's a true shot project. I'm not sure if it hit. It hit konfetarius though, not Buwberry, and Jjaja's going to get the Noxian Guillotine onto Jax. Meanwhile, Talith doing his best to zone out, but here comes Lulu. Is the Arcane Shift enough to save him? For the time being, it appears to be so.
Down at the bottom there, I was actually kind of fascinated with what inFe was doing. He was camping the spawn of the creeps and just letting his minions kind of slowly chip away on the tower. Forced a Garrison out of Aparkhurst already. If he keeps pulling that, he's going to get neutrals off on this tower without actually really putting himself in that much danger. Over on the other end of the map, though...
That's the strategy.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that before. And Aesh is over in the amidst enemy team there. And Darius in that fight as well, taking a big chunk out of Painkillar's life, but they really want to get Aesh down. It's a little unusual watching them dive for a Rammus that hard, but they were absolutely determined to get him off of the map. And fight breaking out down at the bottom. Aparkhurst low on hit points. konfetarius is going to jump in for that. Throws down the Empower, but a couple of Airborns keep him away from Janna right there. inFe falling back towards that health relic, kiting him towards Painkillar and HaIfhearted. As Swain and Ezreal hold the top of the map secure. Jjaja taking a bunch of damage right there. And now it's a 3v3 with a neutral tower, but most of PECS' team is low on hit points right now. It's just one good crowd control away from someone getting killed there. Elalya is slowly chasing inFe away and is going to let him go. And up at the top, CaptnBuwberry and Talith are just keeping things legit, keeping things balanced. Nothing big going on up there, letting the things play out bottom while their presence up there is deterring each other from being able to make a move on that.
Yep, so everything's kind of stopped. Both teams have retreated a lot to just regroup. But yeah, like you said, that strategy coming up from inFe, it's something you sometimes see in Summoner's Rift. In other similar MOBAs, you see it done quite a bit, in fact, such as Dota or Han, where you go behind a tower and you deny the minions so that your creeps are the ones pushing. But hold that thought, because Aesh is going to jump right in but finds two people, and HaIfhearted actually coming from the side to make it 3v2 right here in the middle. But to continue that thought, if you deny that and your creeps are forcing them and they don't have a great wave clear ability just yet in the game, as you saw, Janna's going to have a rough time early on just fighting purely minions, and konfetarius is going to run right into the entire enemy team. The counter-strike gets 2 stuns though, but Elalya countering that with the Infinite Dress right after is able to regain a lot of health, and the exhaust on Jjaja was not enough. The true damage still gets the kill. Elalya running pretty low, but still is surviving. The Noxian Guillotine comes down, however, Elalya still goes down to the hands of CaptnBuwberry playing Swain, and now Painkillar making a run for it. Jjaja and Aesh chase them out a little bit. I mean, they still hold the 3 cap though, so BlindPick doesn't need to do anything out of the ordinary to keep their lead. They just have to maintain the status quo as it is right now. And
Jjaja looking to back up Aesh over there in the middle of the map, showing up to kind of help him out. He's got the Storm Shield. He is going to recall there, and they see Talith PA. They're sweeping up towards the top of the map. It looks like they might be going for him. Painkillar is cutting around the side. Maybe going to catch Talith PA with that Airborne. Is this something that we might see? CaptnBuwberry up there going for him. And they're going to go ahead and they're going to just click on that tower. konfetarius is going to cut around on the side there. He's going to Arcane Shift, but he's going to Arcane Shift right over one ability and into another. Elalya tanking up there, trying to disrupt as much as she can. Garrison gets thrown down there. Jjaja up at the fight, trying to deal with konfetarius. The ult is not quite enough to put konfetarius down, though. He does get taken out a moment later. The Infinite Duress goes off on Painkillar as Elalya switches targets over to HaIfhearted to interrupt him. Lots of back-and-forth interruption here. Elalya just running back and forth, playing whack-a-mole, trying to keep these guys off this tower. And that sustain from Warwick, we're really seeing it come into play a couple times in the fight before this end, and this one still on the point. Able to get that kill off on Kog'Maw before going down even. And Garrison down from Aesh saving the tower. Wants to kill Painkillar. Might not be able to land it. Swain's doing his best he can to keep it from happening. Throws down the defensive snare there. Painkillar throws out the ult. And is Aesh going to be okay? Talith PA is on his way up. Are we going to see Painkillar go down? No, Painkillar moves out of the way just in time, though, but decides to turn around and get that CC off, but I think that put him in range to get killed right there. Things not working out so great for Lulu in that, and the windmill still controlled by BlindPick Banditos. That sustain from Warwick.
that whack-a-mole sequence we had from Warwick was very, very impressive. Meanwhile, Darius is going to stop the channel on the Storm Shield. That konfetarius really wanted that. A really, really good interrupt by Darius. And HaIfhearted checking that brush with the artillery. And it's going to spot Elalya, so they're going to just both back off just a little bit, regroup. But yeah, Warwick, that sustain was crazy. Meanwhile, Rammus is coming down here, hits that speed shrine. Oh, actually is going to wrap right back around top. They see that Swain this time around is going to get that Storm Shield. He does, in fact, get it. Oh no, Aesh is going to go for the bottom quarry, but Aparkhurst is running really low, gets taken up at inFe, so they might just trade towers here. Meanwhile, there's a huge fight going on next to the drill. We see konfetarius chasing out Jjaja, then turns right back around as they want to target down Elalya and Talith as they run low. Elalya this time not able to sustain because it's 4 people focusing her down entirely, and then they turn right back onto Talith, and the kills actually both going to HaIfhearted. That's exactly where they want it, and so that's a double kill, and they're going to be able to neutralize and capture this drill. And so Jjaja takes note of that and runs straight for the refinery, where already the red team's minions have pushed out quite a bit.
Map completely flipped around. Blind Pick Banditos has all the points on the wrong side, and PECS has the points on the other side. Lulu breaking off to the windmill to be able to get the neutral off on it, but she's not going to be able to get that cap before Rammus shows up there with that speed. Oh, well, Glitter Lance is really, really good apparently. That significant slow there, and Rammus actually throws down Tremors on that engagement up there at the top. Defending the drill over here is CaptnBuwberry, solo mode over here, trying to lay this for as long as he can, throwing down some damage. But ultimately, he does fall, and the drill is going to get picked back up by Blind Pick Banditos. Nunu chasing Janna away up towards the drill. Rammus is going to go ahead and pick up the windmill, and Darius is going to swing down to defend the refinery, maybe? Looks like he's just looking for someone to kill around here. HaIfhearted is going to kind of zone him away as konfetarius reclaims the refinery. True Shot Barrage goes down, hits konfetarius, gets a little bit of a brief interrupt on that, and that might be just enough time for Rammus to show up over here, and that is what they were looking to do. Gets that taunt off, pulls him right back over into that tower, but konfetarius is going to use this as an opportunity to jump over it for Jjaja after being pulled closer to him by Rammus. He is going to get taken down, unfortunately, and Jjaja is also going to take down HaIfhearted. But now it's Buwberry and konfetarius back in the fight with that revive immediately coming back. Aesh is going to get taken out. The tower does go neutral, and Painkillar is chasing Elalya now.
Yep, Elalya running pretty low. That Glitter Lance so strong, but none of them stayed back to take back this refinery. Finally, HaIfhearted is going to come back around and capture for their team. Waited a little bit long, but they want to pressure this windmill. They know it's just Elalya around here, and they're going to be able to get that kill and start the neutralize up here. Just towers rotating around for both teams. Around the map, we see caps going back and forth. For now, Blind Pick still has a 3 cap, and that's a good arcane shift. But Talith PA is just so good at pre-planning where the arcane shift's going to go, but this time it just wasn't enough to stun lands, and there's the damage coming in also from HaIfhearted, and PECS finally going to regain control of that windmill and have their own 3 cap for the time being. Meanwhile, bottom, Aparkhurst again having so much trouble with inFe, but this is just going to give Aesh another chance again to go right behind him and start the cap onto this quarry. They've been doing this quite a few times so far. Gonna get the neutralized before Jax is able to get there, and a job done is a job done. Gonna run right into inFe, gets the taunt, and that's a ton of damage. That's 4v1. Noxian Guillotine to secure that kill. It is still 3v4 though. Jax is here, Lulu's here, and with Lulu and Kog'Maw, they have some good poke. Nunu comes right back with the revive. It's a 4v4 now. Jax jumps right in. He's gonna get a good counter strike onto all 3 of the Indian players, and there's the Empire coming up from Nunu. inFe helps secure the kill onto Darius. They're gonna turn right back onto Elalya. Elalya is also gonna get burst down by all 4 people, and they're gonna be able to recap the quarry right away. Meanwhile, top, it's Buwberry versus Talith.
And Buwberry and Talith PA are exchanging blows for quite a while there, and you see that that heal reduction being dropped on Buwberry up at the top there by Talith with that Executioner's Calling. Wants to really limit that healing that he gets from his ultimate there, and Aesh showing up at the fight is going to help take him out, and yes, Talith PA does escape just slightly there. Painkillar's going to go for that Glitter Lance. Painkillar wants that kill, isn't going to get that kill. Garrison gets dropped down on that tower right there. Wanted to make sure that goes off before Painkillar gets taken out, and Painkillar's actually just going to get away. Painkillar method of survival, 2 hit points, standard, gets apprehended by Jjaja though, unfortunately, before going down. And Aesh, low on hit points, is still trying to contribute to this fight as best he can, but he does get snared right there. He's going to get picked off. Nice shot by Swain being able to lock him down like that. And PECS still in control of these 3 towers.
Yep, they've changed the momentum around, and that was a really good snare by Swain, helping not only save his teammate, but also secure that kill. Meanwhile, inFe's just been at it on this bottom tower. All the minions have just constantly been on this side, and that's what's allowed Aesh to constantly try to go for that back cap, but inFe pushes so well. Well, really just leaving the minions to push, putting down a lot of damage onto Aparkhurst, but Jjaja has shown up from behind, so inFe not in such a great place. The tower is still there. Aparkhurst also had decent health to stick around and help with the utility, you know, with the crowd control, but again, Nunu pretty tanky, and here comes Elalya, but you know, this means that they've drawn away so many resources from Blind Pick. How it's going to work out in the rest of the map, they do draw him back in with Apprehend, but there's an ultimate from Lulu making him even bigger. The ultimate was cancelled though with that good Howling Gale. Meanwhile, Jax is on a killing spree, is going to survive with so little health, picks up the health relic, and now Aesh is fighting off HaIfhearted and CaptnBuwberry, and now turn back onto konfetarius because konfetarius is the one that's low. He uses Counter-Strike effectively, but gets taunted. He is going to get taken down by Rammus. Meanwhile, Elalya trying to chase down HaIfhearted, and HaIfhearted doing everything in his power to kite. Kog'Maw just running away with that speed shrine. Is going to reach the windmill. Is that going to stop Elalya? We'll see. No, Elalya is going to just ignore the minions, go straight for this Kog'Maw, and there's another Void Ooze though, very, very well placed. And they're just going to pretty much play Ring Around the Rosie until Painkillar gets here, but there's a ton of minions they're going to need to clear out.
There's a sick blink by Ezreal into killing Buwberry over there, over at the refinery, but up at the top here, HaIfhearted is the focus target right now. They want to get him down. Painkillar is doing his best to add some chip damage and trying to get Elalya there, and Talith PA showing up at the fight to help clean this up, throwing a lot of damage onto the engagement. It gets turned into a small animal. Jax jumps on him, and this tower is almost neutral here. Once that defender's advantage goes away, I can see this falling very, very quickly. konfetarius is doing his best to defend against it, but he needs to be able to catch Talith PA, and Ezreal is a very hard champion to catch. He's almost got it. However, he is able to get Ezreal down, but now he has to do with Elalya, and Elalya has great sustain. He's going to drop that stun, but Swain shows up to help secure that kill. Now Jjaja is here, and konfetarius is low on health. The only way he can really get a lot of damage is if he lands a good stun, but no, Aesh is going to cut around from behind. Things not looking good for Jax now. CaptnBuwberry is going to try and defend this by himself. He's going to be able to delay for a pretty good amount of time. It should be enough time for HaIfhearted to be able to get up here and keep it neutral for a longer period.
HaIfhearted a little bit scared, but doing what he can, but gets the attention of Aesh, which is going to leave Jjaja. No, Jjaja's actually just going to come for the kill. I mean, Kog'Maw's so squishy right now, they should be able to finish him off fairly quickly. Just get that Noxian Guillotine. Nope, actually was not even necessary. Talith PA going to get that kill, and just trying to get that maximum true damage onto Ezreal as he retreats. The windmill is going to go back in favor of Blind Pick Banditos. Meanwhile, Elalya is going to pick up that Storm Shield. Take another look at bottom. Aparkhurst, every time we look down, Aparkhurst always getting pressure, but this time around it's Painkillar who's in fact going to come down for the gank instead of a teammate from Blind Pick. But there's a two-shot barrage. However, konfetarius cuts off Talith PA, forcing the Arcane Shift away from the fight, and CaptnBuwberry shows up with the ultimate on. That's going to give some good sustain. Painkillar constantly just trying to help push out these minions and fight Elalya away from the others. It is a 4v2, but Elalya with great sustain. Aesh so tanky. Elalya's gonna go down, not able to clean up Painkillar. Meanwhile, Aparkhurst comes back with full health. Good Howling Gale. It's just gonna keep this tower alive for a little bit longer. Eventually, it does get neutralized, so they don't have the defensive advantage. Breaking that absolute zero to make sure the damage goes onto Aparkhurst. Picks that up. Aesh is still alive. This Rammus is so tanky, but eventually will be a double kill for CaptnBuwberry.
Spooky Rammus finally gets taken down there. HaIfhearted and Jjaja have been exchanging blows, and HaIfhearted a little bit ahead at some points, but a little bit behind others. Jjaja does have that Noxian Guillotine there, and get him, Kog'Maw! Yes, Kog'Maw got that kill. Sweet. No Captain Kill stealing Jax this time, and konfetarius is free to just run up and be like, "Hey, windmill, I got it. It's fine." Ezreal's shot, however, is called that. I knew that was gonna happen.
Yep, and konfetarius, in fact, trying to move out of the way, still gets hit by it, but is going to be able to channel right back. Can he get the he will get the neutralize. I'm not sure if he can get the cap. Oh, the Garrison actually stopping the neutralize. We've seen this happen so many times today. Just great Garrisons on the move. Elalya gonna get that infinite duress right in tower range, but great ult from Lulu, saving konfetarius. It breaks the infinite duress channel, allowing Jax to move out of tower range, and also, of course, giving him a little bit of a health boost so he can live slightly longer. They have a huge minion wave pushing for them here in favor of PECS, and they're pushing pretty much only against Elalya. We do have the others making their way up, though. Talith flying with that pulse for Ezreal, and here comes Aesh. Jax has already gotten the kill onto Elalya on Warwick, and Jjaja, now in the core of things exhausted, still gets the shutdown onto Jax. CaptnBuwberry is going to be the next target. There's the Noxian Guillotine, and Painkillar, no, they're going to ignore Painkillar, go straight for HaIfhearted. They know where the enemy damage is at. A triple kill with the dunks. Jjaja will still get taken out, but it's a quadra kill for Darius before he goes down.
Just kind of skirting, you know, the line of like success and failure with his HP. He's doing a really good job of being extremely tanky, extremely durable, winning that fight kind of decisively, but it was really rocky in the opening there, especially with Elalya taking all that damage up front like that and quickly being pushed out of the fight. At the bottom, however, inFe's got a Aparkhurst against the tower again. Minion's pulling off that neutral. He's going to get that kill and is going to have to back off. And inFe has really been dominating this bottom lane. People have always had to come down and pull off ganks or something like that, and this pulls attention away from the top right now with inFe retreating and Jjaja and Talith PA down there, which means it was just Elalya up at the top, and it was an Elalya sandwich. It was her between these three other guys up here and just got run over, unfortunately.
But Aesh, again, just running straight for this quarry, and did start the channel. But is it going to go through? Nope. inFe's going to get there just in time. Of course, Nunu's very very fast with that Blood Boil, and then the Ice Blast. Such a great slow. Meanwhile, Painkillar, nope, not going to get the neutralize. Was attempting it here at the drill, but now slightly pinched. CaptnBuwberry is in the area to help. The snare does not hit, and that's a great apprehend by Jjaja. Can they follow through, though? Talith PA lagging slightly behind, and Jjaja's taking a lot of damage just being kited by these two mages. The snare, again, will not land, but the apprehend will, in fact, bring CaptnBuwberry closer, and Jax is going to go for the lead strike, but there's an amazing arcane shift over the wall once again, keeping himself out of danger. Leap strike comes off cooldown, though. Jax is able to stick to him, but that's a great infinite duress. But Lulu, again, using Hugify to knock Warwick away so that the channel breaks, and now it's a duel between Talith and CaptnBuwberry. Swain versus Ezreal. No, Painkillar is going to come and make it a 2v1. Puts out so much damage onto Talith. It's going to be one more basic deck. So close. Painkillar running very low. Elalya going for the kill. Has the blood send, but an amazing snare by Swain. Going for that save, and Elalya comes back in. There's the shield from Lulu. CaptnBuwberry is still alive. Elalya is going to go down, and there's the morph coming up from Lulu. They're just using their utility so well to save each other and pick up some extra kills in this extended fight. Aesh is running away, but Aesh is so tanky right now. I don't know if they want to continue chasing him. They do have the 3 caps, so they have the advantage. The taunt goes down against konfetarius, but here's Jjaja to help. Rammus does go down. Can Jjaja pick up the kill? If he can just get another stack and then a Noxian Guillotine, oh, he's going to secure that. Make sure he doesn't run away. Puts down a ton of damage before going for that Guillotine. And now it's just going to be HaIfhearted up top. CaptnBuwberry on the way, though, with a Painkillar right behind him. And they're going to run right into
Aparkhurst up from the bottom of the map, now up at the top end of the map. It seems Talith PA is going to be hanging out at the bottom of the map for a little bit here. So we have Aparkhurst, Elalya, and Jjaja up here at the top. Jjaja, we've seen able to put out a lot of hurt on the enemy team, but Swain being extremely tanky. There we go, immediately diving in with that suppress on HaIfhearted, trying to get him down. Lulu doing the best that she can to be able to keep him alive, but it is not going to be successful there. Jjaja taking a lot of damage for that tower, and Kog'Maw going to get that kill with that, you know, being dead and exploding thing. And Elalya now the focus target. They want to get her down. Janna tries to shield her. That sustain buying her several extra precious seconds there. And konfetarius just looking, yes, there it is, that leap strike, waiting for it to come off cooldown before being able to jump and prey on Janna there. And Aesh is going to roll on out of there.
Man, we've seen this happen so much, pretty much every game today. We see one team dominating for the first half, and then the momentum switches just completely in favor of the other team, and it comes down to the wire at the very end. We've had PECS in control of this 3-cap for quite a while now, closing the gap in the Nexus health to mere 77 to 131. Still in favor of blind pick Banditos for now, but we'll see if PECS can hold on to this 3-cap. They've been utilizing their utility really well. I mean, Lulu's been coming out with some good saves. There have been some sick snares coming out from CaptnBuwberry. We see Aesh looking for either a gank or another back cap, as Aparkhurst has returned to his spot in the bot lane, going against inFe. And Aesh and Talith PA. They're dancing around here. They're dancing around. They're looking for a gank. Aesh is going to come in with that powerball. They wanted inFe to commit to this tower. They're going to get him infinite duress, and then there's the taunt. inFe gets melted. But that left only Jjaja to defend against this drill, and that's going to be an instant neutralize and capture.
Nunu does have that revive. He immediately gets back on the scene in full force, full hit points and mana, gets down there to defend that tower, and the drill is captured. inFe with that revive, able to stop the bottom from being captured, puts PECS at 4 points right now. Aesh up at the top tower right now. HaIfhearted gets up there to get an interrupt off on him, but Elalya shows up, and Elalya, we've seen, is able to live for a long time and delay for a long time. CaptnBuwberry is going to dive straight past it and go for Aesh to keep Aesh from getting that turret, and HaIfhearted is going to hang around and try and keep Elalya away from that point, knowing how good Elalya is at being able to delay. And Ezreal is going to get the shutdown. Talith PA going to take out Jax there, but Talith really low on hit points now. Buwberry and Painkillar are going to try and have to keep all of the remaining members of Blind Pick Banditos off of that point. Talith very fragile right now. If he gets too close to Swain, gets hit with that dot, things might go not so well for him, and he is going to have to recall right there, and CaptnBuwberry is going to hit his ult right there. HaIfhearted back in the fight, throwing some extra damage, and Elalya goes down. Aesh low on hit points. They're really pursuing him pretty hard there. Misses just slightly. No, lands that. Oh, he's going to get away. Aesh manages to get back to the tower. They have vision on him. He's double-digit hit points. Painkillar survival method in full effect as Aesh retreats and hits that recall button.
Oh wow, I can't believe he made it out. Meanwhile, inFe did get a kill. We do have Aparkhurst on that revive, but the minions are here to help, and this time it's gonna be PECS with that cap. It's another 4 cap in favor. They've now taking the lead 77-30, and we see another fight going on. konfetarius is going to be tanking a lot of damage. Talith PA comes in. They have the kill on konfetarius. They need to choose their next target. They want to turn onto Painkillar. It seems no, it's going to be a split between 2 targets. HaIfhearted is going to be one. Painkillar going to be the next. Painkillar living for now. HaIfhearted gets taken down immediately by Elalya, and Talith PA chasing down CaptnBuwberry. Does a lot of damage, but the snare and then the burst from CaptnBuwberry is going to secure that kill. Can they neutralize enough towers in time? I don't think so. This game is... Oh, they neutralized the windmill, but no, this game is gonna go in favor of
crazy ending right there. Everyone meets in the middle of the map. Tons of damage exchanged. They split up. You look at the minimap. There's 5... everyone's gone 5 different directions. You have Nunu and Swain over the drill. You have Warwick up at the windmill. You have Rammus and Lulu at the refinery. Darius going down for the quarry, and Janna down at the boneyard. You're right that we're just not able to get enough neutrals off in time to be able to stop that clock. If that game had gone 12 seconds longer, those points would have gotten neutral, the game would have gone on, who knows what would have happened. So close! That victory right there, PECS able to take game 1 over Blind Pick Banditos.